So hello, Coach Reza. This is Romi, student ID 301378889. I'll be showing my mini calculator application today. Okay. So this was a basic question. Choose an appropriate icon for the form top level. First calculator assignment. So this is my assignment basically. We are just show. So code forms standards top mode government section. I'll show you the working in a bit. So Professor, what I basically did was I added some buttons here for the calculator here for 0 to 9 and a dot button, a decimal button, sign change button. I renamed everyone. Let this change that. I've changed everything. This is called a plus minus button. So plus minus button. This is a reciprocal button, square root button, decimal button, just a divide button, subtract, minus button, plus button, star button, basically multiply button, and these are special. Because if I renamed it, it wouldn't work. Yeah, so sorry about that. This is called a log. This is a log button, sign button, and equals to button. Yeah, that S equal button. This scientific equal button, clear button, S clear button, and these are some of the button. Dark mode button, scientific button, standard button, and this is the display button. Basically, where we get the result. So what I did was I basically created a form for each of these. This is my standard calculator, which is a clear button equals to equal to button and all the same as before. I created this first. Then this is a panel actually, and I created this and copied this and pasted it onto a new panel. This is a new panel I made. I assigned the panel to each of these radio buttons. These are the code for that. This is a public button and this is a load button. I basically don't use this. And this is a scientific button. So this is where I implemented my logic where this dot bit is basically the forms bit, and display button dot bit is a width of this result button where we get this. And then what I basically made it so that if the scientific button is checked, then the standard panel dot visible equals true. That wait. Hey, oh, or editing I do. Oh, edit. Standard panel dot visible equals true. Let me try changing that right now. False. Yeah. Right, I'm running this right now. Okay, it works perfectly right now. Okay, so that is a small mistake from my part. Just remove that. So basically, if the scientific button is checked, then the standard panel dot visible equals false. It won't be visible. And the scientific panel dot visible equals true. Or if the scientific button is not checked, then it will display the standard panel, and vice versa. The scientific panel will be invisible. This is just standard button dot checked. This is basically changing the size of form. So I tried adjusting it, but I don't know why, but it's not actually changing, because my scientific button has a width of 570 and the standard button has a width of 394. Even though I did doing that, when I click the scientific button, it doesn't change much. Look at this. Size of the form remains same. And I shall get it by. Yeah, and calculator click, that is by mistake. This is the button one dot click. This is basically the equal to button. Equal to button, I couldn't rename it. Sorry about that. This is basically where I'll get to this later on. This is our dark mode button. So if the dark mode button is checked, I basically change the back color of this panel. I change to black for both of them, scientific and standard. And this is for the else part if the panel button is invisible. Yeah, and enter numbers plus minus. This is the plus minus button dot click. This enter numbers was actually an event which I didn't use. I actually had to select one more. I actually had to delete that event and create a new one. But if I delete this, I think it might create another, so I didn't delete it yet. This is actually the plus minus button where we change the signs of the numbers. Basically, it's that I first initialize the variable here, double change sign, and equal to convert dot to double of the display button dot text. So whatever text is there in the display button, it'll basically convert it to a double and change sign. So the logic for change sign is this: display button dot text equals to convert dot to string -1 into change sign. So whatever is there in the change sign, it'll get multiplied by -1, which basically changes sign. If it's minus, or if it is a -9, -9 into -1, will change it to 9. If it is a 9 into -1 will change it to -9. This is a private void enter numbers. This is actually an event. This is an event for the basic numbers from 0 to 9, and I have also included this decimal button in here. So button number, so I basically initialize this first. I basically create an object button number equals the button sender, and if the button display button dot text equal to 0 dot, because because in my display I have a 0 dot here. So that is the display button dot text. Then what this does is basically clear. It basically clears, because if we don't do this, it will basically add on to the 0 dot. So when this command gets executed, it clears that 0 dot and actually adds and actually runs the code. So if num.text equals dot, if it sees a dot, if it finds a dot there, what it does is if not display button dot text dot contains dot, then display button dot text equals display button dot text plus num dot text. So basically, what it does, it'll take the initial display button dot text and it'll add the dot to it plus the new number. As display button dot text equals display button dot text plus num dot text. So in here, it basically doesn't add a dot if it doesn't sees if it doesn't see the dot. This is another event I made which I didn't use. I actually created a new event for this because I made a mistake in doing that. And this is the equal to button. So basically, this is the equal to button for the basic standard calculator. So what I did was I made a switch. I created a switch statement here. Switch dot for operator 1. So I'll get to that right now. So this is basically our. Wait a sec. Okay, I forgot to say that I actually created 3 variables here, just above a constructor. So basically, this is double first value, double second value, and string operator 1. So where we use is basically in. So one we use for operator. Let me just find that operator. Where I use that operator? Oh yeah, so yeah, it's here. This is for the special operator, and this is for the enter operator 1. Yeah, this is for the basic operator. For the standard, this is enter operator 1 is the even for the standard operators. Basically, the plus, minus, star, slash, and the fractional and root without this pi, cos, log, and sign. So what it does is it basically creates a instance of, it basically gets an object first, then the variable I initialized before first value equals convert dot to double. Basically, it converts the text in the result box to a double. Then operator one equals num dot text. So when the when the operator is in the operator step, it gets stored in the operator dot one, and button dot text equals to this basically clears the text. So what I did was I used this in here. This is our this is our equals to button for the basic class. I made a switch statement for the operator one. So when the operator one is plus, the second it will prompt the user to enter a second value, and it will convert into a double. And display button to text, what it does is it basically adds both of them. This is for the add button. Basically add both of them to string and break it. This is for the subtraction. This basically does the same thing, but for subtraction. This is for the multiplication. It multiplies the first and second value, first value and second value. And this is for the division. This is basically a division sign. So what it does is basically, this is a bit different. So if the second value is not, yes. I'm sorry about that. I'm actually in the library, and the library is about to close in 30 minutes. The second value, what it does is basically takes the second value and converts into a double. And if the second value is not equal to 0, what it does is basically display button dot text equals to first value divided by second value dot string. So this is where this thing comes in. Divided by 0 should be handled in a way that things should be professional and showing a dialog box and re-entering. So what I did was basically create an if statement and else statement. So if the value is not equal to 0, then it'll divide it, and if it is else, if it's else, if it's 0, it'll display a message box or show division by 0 is not allowed to re-enter the denominator error, and with the error icon, and it'll display the text back to 0 dot. So I'll just show you that how that works. Play standard. So if 6 divided if I do 6 divided by 3, it'll display 2. So what if I do 6 divided by 0? It'll display a message box saying division by 0 is not allowed, please re-enter the denominator. So that's how it works. It prompts the user to enter the second value again. Breaks it, and this is for the root. This is for the root. Display button dot text equals math dot square root of first value dot string. Basically, when the square root of 6 equals to 2.449. This square root of it takes gives the square root of 6, and 1 by x is basically the 1 by the first 1 divided by the first value. So we need to enter the second value. So 1 so I just need to click by 6 equals to, oh wait, it's actually it is 6 by fraction. It will give us 0.116166. So what I did was I basically my initial plan was to make the second value equals to convert out to double outside the switch so that I can use it for everything. But I realized for the last one, I actually don't need it, and I actually don't want the user to get prompt for the second value. So I actually added it to each of the class except for this one, each of the cases except for this one. And this is the clear button. So when we click the clear button, 6 3 equals to 18. So if we click the clear button, it'll reset the value to 0. So this is the root button. This is root button dot click. It basically this is how the root square root button works, and clear button. So what I did for the plus and all, where I created an object, I created an even for it plus for the plus minus multiplication and division. I created a separate event. I named the event as enter operator one, and I added everything to this. But for the fractional and the root, I actually did the code separately on. So this is a code for the root button, and this is the code for, and this is the code, that's basically it for the standard calculator. And I'll get back to this. This is how the standard calculator looks behind this. Is that? Yeah, so this is what, now I'll get into the scientific calculator. So what the scientific calculator does is, yeah. So what the scientific calculator does is, when the scientific button is clicked, just show you right now. When the scientific button gets clicked, the other one is invisible, and we get this one over here. So I can basically 6 plus 3 equals to 9, and everything works. 6 cos equals to 0.99, and cos 90 equals to 1, and 90 sine equals 0.99. Sine 90 equals to 0. So all of this works. So basically what the pi button does is a bit different. 6 pi equals to 18.84. Basically multiply 6 with the value of pi. And for cos and log is basically, 6 log is 0.777. We can actually check that in the Google. So it's basically how the scientific calculator works, and this is how this thing works. Oh, I actually forgot to add this button for this. Just see that forever. Change and plus minus button. Basically the same code that I just actually minus button. That should do it. Let me just run that. Check if it's working. So 3 and plus minus button. Okay, it will display minus 3, and if it's minus 3, if I click on it again, it will become plus 3. Okay. So now the plus minus button, specialist plus minus button also works. I actually missed to code that. I remember you saying that you actually missed to code the equal to button. Yeah, so even I made a mistake here. So that's about it. And okay, I'll show you the event for the special buttons. I created another event for all the numbers here from 0 to 9, and including the decimal button. So this is, yeah, it's called let me just get to it. The numbers 1 equal to button, clear button, special operator. Okay, this is for the separate special operators. I'll first get this. Same as the operator, same as the code for the first normal operators in the standard class. I just created this same thing over here. And for the other one, wait, where is it? Central operators one, root button, clear button. Yeah, so that's basically it here. And this is the special operators here. This is the code for special operators. So what I did, the code that was like, I made a different equals to. I assigned it to a different equal to for scientific class. So I created another equal to for scientific class. I forgot to rename it actually. It's here. So I added the same thing for the scientific plus minus star slash. I created a different operator here. I created a switch statement with operator 1, and this is statement second value is not equal to 0. It's same as that old one. So this is where we get into the new part. So what I did here was I basically added a new option here, new sign here, four new special scientific operators here. So that's basically sign. Display button.text math.sign basically uses the math.sign method to convert the first value into sign value, and here log 10. For the log button I use log 10, so math.log of 10 of the first value to string, so that it gets as a text. cos, and for the pi also math dot pi. For the pi button, I basically did was I multiplied the pi value and first value to string. Cos button, math dot cos of the first value to string. So that's how I did all these codes here. Plus minus button. Yeah, that's about it. And this is how the buttons look. This is the first panel. This is the panel for the scientific calculator. This is the panel for the second. This is the panel for the standard calculator. This is the panel for the scientific calculator here. Scientific. This is the radio button, standard and scientific, and this is the dark mode checkbox. That's how I did for the calculator part. And here's the second tab here. Centennial. I added a Centennial College picture because it was required by the professor. It was required in the assignment document. I added a photo of something which I like. This is a character which I like. His name is Alan Walker. And yeah. And also in the beginning, I was also told to change the choose an appropriate icon for the form. And this is the icon for the form. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the icon for the form. I actually downloaded from Google, and I actually renamed the form to Romy Calculator because it was also required by the document, required for the assignment, and I removed the extra symbols which were unrequired. I just added the cross option. What is it called? We should not have. I removed the minimize and the maximize button on the top right, and I only use the close button. Forms border style should be fixed dialog. I actually changed that as well. See, I changed the forms dialog to fixed dialog here. It was actually a different one. I changed to fixed dialog. Yeah, I think I covered everything here. Tab button, form should have a tab button, at least 2 tabs. One is a calculation, second one is about me. Done that. Add a scientific and a standard button. Dark mode changes colors. All the gray, all the keys and functions should properly work. I check that. I'll show you that again. Optional PowerPoint for extension. Yeah. So this is basically it. This is how I did everything. I actually renamed everything, every button except for some few buttons. I actually missed the naming and I actually started coding first, so I couldn't rename it later on. So these are the buttons here: 2 button, 1 button, 0 button, dot button, plus, minus, reciprocal, sin, log, divide, star, plus, minus. This cost button I could rename it cost button. Pi button, clear, equal to scientific button, dark mode button, standard button, and display button. For the about me part, I cleared the Centennial College and renamed the image box to Centennial College. And this is a text box. I renamed it info. This is the image box, pic box, picture box. I renamed it again to I renamed it to pic box. And this is the text box too. That's about it. I think I have to complete everything. I have also changed the color of some of the icons here. Like this, I added a gold here because I think it matches well with the orange. Clear and equal to. So I just show the output here. So this is the calculator here. This is the scientific button and the standard button. So basically, I'll try it out. 7 plus 5 equal to 12. It works. I clear it here. 8 minus 5 equals to 3. It works. 9 star 9 equals to 81 works. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. Get that. 4 divided by 2 equals 2.5. It works. And this one is probably button 0.2. It works 1 by 5. And this one is square root. While it's change 64. Root of 64 is 8. Works. Change sign. No, wait. Change sign. And if I click on it again, it will change sign. So if I do this, plus 6, it will give me 3. Minus 3 plus 6 plus 3. So it works. And for the decimal one, 6.3 plus 5.2 equals to 11.5. It works. So that's basically it for the standard part and the scientific part. Basically everything same as before. It works. 7 plus 3 equals 10. 8 minus 5 equals 3. 9 star 6 equals to 54. 4 divided by 2 equals to 2. 5 divided by 2 equals to 2.5. 4 this one equals to 0.25. 5 root equals 2.23. Okay, that doesn't make sense. I'll just change 64 to root. It will give us 8. It works 0.2. Wait, 2.6 plus 2.6 into 2 equals to 5.2. It works 1. Okay, let me just do this. 3.0 into 1 gives me 3. It works. Now for the cos part, 6 cos equals 0.96. Cos 60 equals to 1. Then pi equals to 18. Then pi equals 18. And then cos and 6 equals to 1. Cos log and 30 equals to, oh yeah, it's 30 log, not log and 30. 30 log is 1.467. Then 53 sine equal to 0.39. Sine 61 equals to 0. Okay. Sine 62. Yeah, that is 90 equals to 0. Yeah, 90 sine equals 0. Okay, all of these codes, all of these buttons work. And when you hit on the dark mode, it will change the back color of the panels to black for scientific and both the scientific standard. I also changed the size of the display button, basically where we get the result, so that it adjusts according to the scientific button. For the standard, it's same as the size of the buttons, and for the scientific I actually changed it so that it gets adjusted like that. This is about me, where I add the picture and some details, few details about me myself, and this is a detail about the character here. Let me start that again. This is Alan Barker, one of my favorite characters in literature. Yeah, everything works here. I think I have displayed it pretty good. I could maybe make it much better, but I went for a clean look here. I really like minimalistic stuff. So that's about it, and I think I've showed you all the code here. Oh wait, I forgot to show you. So 9 divided by 0 gives us a dialog box here. Please re-enter this one. And for the scientific, we have another one. Yeah. So basically, when you hit the 1 by x button and click on 0, division by 0 is not allowed. Division by 0 is not allowed. So that basically works. So and 5 divided by 0 is division by 0 is not allowed. Please re-enter the denominator. So it works. That's how the code works. This is about me, myself, and yeah, I renamed it to Romy calculator and the icon. Yeah. So what I did here was I made 2 panels here again. Yeah. Basically, I made 2 panels. First panel was this, and I control seed and weed. Yeah, control C and weed, and made a new panel. So this panel called scientific panel. This is called a scientific standard panel. I added a few extra buttons here. Just fix it. Yeah. Yeah. So, Professor, I believed I have perfectly explained the code. Okay, I forgot to explain the code for this. I think for scientific for this one. When we hit the scientific button, the display button display size changes. Display button size changes. For that, I basically did. What was it? I did scientific buttons. Okay, yeah. When we click on the scientific button, when this dot bit is basically the forms bit, and display button dot bit is basically the bit. This video is not good. Yeah, sure. Yeah. And this is the scientific button, and this is the display button dot bit. This is equals 570. So that's what changes this. Let's try it again. Yeah. So that's about it. So, Professor, thank you. This is it for the video, and I have to leave right now. Library is about to close. Thank you.